Hey, Griffin McElroy.
Phil Kohler, my number one cuck buddy. What's going on? What's happening? I thought we were skipping Tavern Ball this week.
We were, and we sort of are. We're playing the Tavern Brawl, even though it's a repeat. We don't normally do that, but we have something exciting to talk about, which is not Tavern Brawl. This is going to go up on Friday after Blizzard has their big announcement, and that big announcement is there's a new Hearthstone expansion finally.
That's very exciting. Real quick
Yes,
though,
very nice.
before we get into talking about it, I did want to ask, what are the rules for this Tavern Ball? I didn't look at them.
It's all random. It's all random. All random everything.
All the
random cards, random mana costs, random everything.
Okay, this is goofy, but let's get into it. Yeah. So tell me about this expansion. Can you tell me about this expansion?
I can tell you now. I went over to Blizzard this week. They didn't tell us a ton, but they told us enough. First off, the big, everybody wants to know what is the expansion? What's its name? What's its deal? This expansion is going to be called Whispers of the Old Gods.
That sounds really genuinely very spooky, and I don't know how I feel about that.
It is a little darker themed, sort of like Naxxramas was. And the idea, if you've never played World of Warcraft, the Old Gods are basically these, as you might imagine from the name Old Gods, Lovecraftian creatures who live beneath the earth of Azeroth, and who they're chained beneath the earth. So the only way that they can interact with people is via whispering.
Okay. So we're gonna have like new emotes. It's just all whispers. You whisper to each other, and you get like a cool ASMR effect going on.
That's exactly it.
Wow, I should work for Blizzard.
That's not it. I lied to you. No, there's not any. So they told us they're not telling us everything yet.
Okay.
For a reason that will be made clear momentarily, but there's not any major new card thing. There's not like a new battle cry or discover or something like that.
Okay.
What they are doing is, well, they're doing two interesting things. First off, some of their new cards that they've showed, they're taking old cards, old creatures who we've had for a long time, and twisting them in certain ways.
Are those twisted versions going to replace the old ones? Okay.
But they're going to be different than. So as an example, the Loot Hoarder.
Yeah.
It's a 2-drop, 2 attack, 1 health, and a Death Rattle, draw a card. They're going to be putting in the Polluted Hoarder, which is basically everything the Loot Hoarder is, but double.
Okay.
So it's a 4 mana cost, 4 attack, 2 health, and then the Death Rattle is draw a card.
Just draw 1 card, not 2 cards.
Yes, draw 1 card.
That's not a bad card. You get some card draw. It's not a bad 4-drop. I mean, there's a lot of very, very good 4-drops.
It's not bad.
Oh, jeezers.
It's solid. Our buddy the Doomsayer.
I am familiar with his work, yes.
He's 0 attack, 7 health, and the idea is if he lasts, he clears your whole board.
Right, sure.
Well, they have something. They're playing with the idea of since the old gods are coming, the Doomsayer was right. He was right all along. The end was coming. So now we have the validated Doomsayer.
Okay.
It is a 5 mana cost, 0 attack, 7 health, but if he survives a turn, his attack gets set to 7.
Oh shit. Okay.
So what I love there,
What's the mana cost in that one?
Is 5.
Okay.
What I love there is it's one that you can play, and that if it survives, you're gonna have a 7 attack thing that you at least get 1 swing off before it could get big.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't attack unless it has charge. You can't attack with it that first turn anyway. That's like,
yeah,
that's not even like that huge of a deal. That's really wow, that's really interesting. So I definitely want to hear about some more of these new cards, but are we getting something akin to like the Inspire mechanic? Like, is there any new
There's no new mechanic like that. So those are the only 2 cards that we were shown that are refreshed old cards.
Okay.
Or new versions of old cards, but there is a new mechanic that a kind of a new mechanic that's interesting, that we were also shown. So obviously with Whispers of the Old Gods, there are going to be some old gods
Yeah.
The old gods, there are 4 of them that are going to be in the game. They are all legendary cards.
Okay.
They all cost 10, because, of course, the idea is old gods have to be extremely powerful, right?
Dig it.
We were shown one, and his name is Cthulhu. He's a giant tentacle beast. Real gross. Lots of eyeballs on this guy. Too many eyeballs.
Okay.
But what's interesting about Cthulhu and the way that the system with him works is, just let me throw out some things here.
I'm on pins and needles right now. Like, you can't, like, tease me like that and then not tell me what the hell.
Before I get to Cthulhu, I forgot one of the revised ones.
Okay.
Healbot.
Oh, what's up with Healbot? He's already so great.
Antique Healbot is going to be out of standard now because Goblins vs. Gnomes is getting rotated out. They're introducing Corrupted Healbot. And Corrupted Healbot is a 5 cost, 6 attack, and 6 health. So much more powerful stat-wise, but it has instead of a battle cry, there's a death rattle, and the death rattle is restore 8 health to the enemy hero.
Wait, what?
Restore 8 health to the enemy hero.
That's very bad.
Well, but it's a 6 attack, 6 health, like you can use it to clear out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true. What's the cost on it again?
5.
I don't know, dude. That's pretty rough.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose this game pretty badly.
That's okay. People aren't seeing much of the game anyways because I'm just putting this card art over it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We've also got so Cthulhu. The interesting thing with Cthulhu, you have, I believe they said there will be 16 cards in total. We were shown 2 that are cultists.
Is it so? This is like a new card type, like pirate, like beast.
It won't. It's not written on the card. We just know because they have an effect related to Cthulhu. So, as an example, the Beckoner of Evil. This is a.
That name is kind of on the nose, don't you think?
It is. This is a 2 cost, 2 attack, 3 health. Totally normal 2 cost card. Battle cry, give your Cthulhu +2/+2 wherever it is.
Wait, so they can. So Cthulhu is a card then. It's just.
Cthulhu is it's a 10 cost card that you will play.
But you can buff it up with these cultists. So even when it's in your deck,
when it's in your deck, when it's in your hand, when it's in play on the board right now, you will give it +2/+2. The way it's got a really cool animation. You'll play Beckoner of Evil and. It'll sort of like show a portal opening up on the side of the board and show how buffed up your Cthulhu is at that moment.
That's really cool.
You've also got the Twilight Elder. This is a 3 cost, 3 attack, 4 health, and his is at the end of your turn, give your Cthulhu +1/+1 wherever it is.
So.
And it'll keep doing that every turn. That
So
it's
all
alive.
all the cultist cards are all about sort of modifying the old gods.
Yes. Well, Cthulhu specifically. Cthulhu himself gets cultists. The other old gods we weren't shown.
Okay.
We were told that they will also have. Let me just do this. They will also have. Some sort of special cool thing about them.
Okay, but we don't know.
We don't know what that is yet, because they weren't showing it yet.
This is really interesting. Like that relationship between cards is cool, and like my favorite thing about this game is still like finding new synergies, and it sounds like there will be lots of opportunities for that.
Yeah, the whole idea is like if you're gonna play Cthulhu, you build your deck around him.
Yeah, I am. I gotta say, just a little disappointed that there's not like a new mechanic, because for me
this is a type of new mechanic.
I
right?
guess so, yeah, but it's for very very specific cards. Maybe I'm just grousing. I'm sure that the old god stuff does sound really cool, and I don't know anything about them yet.
Let me explain what Cthulhu himself does, because this is where it gets really interesting. So the idea is you're buffing him up over and over throughout the course of the game. By the time you play him a 10, as a 10 cost card, it's entirely likely he's going to have,
six
12,
stats.
14, 15, 20 attack, right? And 20 health.
Yeah.
Of course, anything like that, you're like, well, it's going to get removed. What's the point? But Cthulhu has a special thing, which is a battle cry. When you put him into play, deal damage equal to this minion's attack, randomly split amongst all enemies.
Okay, so just as soon as you put him out on the board, he just dumps his damage out.
Yeah, so
He just overturns his damage like a bucket full of Legos onto the table.
If you have 17 attack on your Cthulhu, he's just going to do 17 damage.
He's just going to barf all that up. That sounds fun as hell.
So, like, part of the idea is if obviously, if you're playing against a Cthulhu deck, you'll know because this person's playing a bunch of cultists. You'll know, like, okay, turn 10, if I'm still alive and if this person isn't dead yet, I need to flood my board with things to soak up that damage so that it doesn't go to my face.
This is the most maddest bomber that there is. There will never be a bomber more mad than this mad-ass bomber.
He's incredibly angry bomber.
I am super into that.
It's a cool thing, and that makes me excited to hear about the other old gods because I want to see what they do.
How many of them are there? You said 4?
4.
Okay.
So the other old gods won't depend on other cards in the same way. They are doing something kind of cool as well, which is when you open your first Whispers of the Old God pack. So what they realized is there's 16 cultist cards. Okay. So you're going to be getting these, in packs. And they kind of realize, like, if you get these in packs and you don't have Cthulhu, it's not very fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of shitty. You're like, oh, well, I have this card that I can't use unless I get a legendary. So what they're going to do is when you open your first Whispers of the Old God pack, so you're going to get your 5 cards you normally would. You're also going to get 2 Beckoners of Evil and a Cthulhu.
Oh, guaranteed legendary right from the start.
Yeah, you get Cthulhu. Everybody gets Cthulhu. So no worries about, like, oh, I need to spend forever trying to get this impossible legendary.
Yeah.
Just so that I can use a bunch of these cards that I have.
How much like variety is there in the stuff that the cultists can do? Because like as cool as all this stuff sounds, it also sounds like a very single faceted like
so far
strategy.
They've only showed those 2, Beckoner of Evil and Twilight Elder, and those are both just buffing. I would assume that there's got to be others, right? Like I would assume I don't know what the other things are.
Yeah.
But I would assume that there's got to be others.
Okay.
Like maybe it's like lower the mana cost, or I don't know. I don't know what else it could be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping there's a little bit of variety there because I think as cool as this stuff sounds, like if all these guys do is buff this one monster nuke card, that's easy enough to deal with, isn't it? Like. Cthulhu dumps all that damage right there at the very start, but there's ways of dealing with big bad monsters like that.
Yeah, and I mean it's if you survive that damage, and then you have any removal card.
Yeah, big game hunter or shadow word, like anything.
Or even like polymorph or something. It's just like, yeah, then suddenly, well, there was the whole point of my deck.
That was the whole deck is built around, right. Like good decks aren't built around single strategies.
Yeah, it's something where I'm actually. But I think that's maybe part of the point, too, is, like, I don't think Cthulhu decks are necessarily going to dominate the meta.
Right.
Unless, I mean, we have to see a lot of what cards they're releasing right now. But we'll see. So what else can I say about Whispers of the Old Gods? Those are all the cards they showed us. They did announce that just for logging in during the launch period, you'll get 3 free packs.
Okay.
Which will include Cthulhu for free. So there you go. Nice little bonus. I guess.
How many have they announced? How many cards specifically are going to be coming?
They're going to be 134 new cards.
That's a lot of new cards. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a very big expansion. I'm getting 134 cards put into my hand right now, thanks to Chromagus.
Hey, Chromagus, you're a dick.
Yeah.
Hey, for real, I haven't drawn a beast this whole game. I don't think. So, like, boy, Randomonium, I sure do like you.
You have 1 health left, huh? Okay, so this is all exciting. 134 new cards, 4 old gods, a bunch of legendaries in addition to the old gods, a bunch of just exciting, cool...
Oopsie. Oopsie daisy.
a bunch of exciting new stuff. Are you ready for the disappointing news?
Oh Jesus, no! I would prefer to just
Now that
live
we're
in this world
we're
right
done.
now, where I'm there's new cards coming out, and there's Cthulhu's in the game now, and I'm very excited and happy about it. I want to stay in this place.
All those things are very good and exciting. The one bummer is I think a lot of people, knowing that Blizzard had announced that they were going to be announcing something, I think a lot of people were like, oh, maybe they'll show the cards and it'll be out in a week or 2 weeks.
Oh no!
This is coming in late April or early May of 2016. So we still have a little bit of a wait.
Okay, that's not too bad. I thought you were gonna say like they're doubling the price of expansion packs and getting rid of arena mode.
Arena mode is out. No, that's for actually they did say you kind of reminded me. They did say none of the cultist cards or Cthulhu are going to be in arena. For sort of the same reason as that pack opening
Yeah,
thing,
sure.
of like if you get a cultist but you don't have Cthulhu, it just feels shitty.
Yeah, I get it.
So that's interesting. That's the first time they've ever specifically taken cards out of arena, but it seems to make sense. But yeah, so we have a little bit of a wait. However, next week we're going to be able to pre-order.
Okay. Yeah.
can
What,
pre-order-
they're doing the same thing, like $50 for 60 packs, or what
It's
is it?
$50 for 50 packs.
Okay.
And if you pre-order, you get a card back that has gross tentacles on it, eyeballs that move around. It's disgusting.
That's my aesthetic. So
Yeah, it's gross. Whispers of the Old Gods coming soon. They'll also, the part of the idea of like waiting until late April or early May is I think they're going to be revealing a whole bunch of cards throughout the coming weeks.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
sure.
maybe we'll get to reveal one again. That was fun.
Hey, yeah, if they have one that's like, hey, do we have any cards that makes it look like two like super high people? Because if
Yeah.
so, let's give that one. Let's slide
What do you-
slide
what do
that
you
one over to
guys-
Stoner's Nation.
What do you guys have in the way of cards about cucking? Do you got anything?
I would take like a cuckoo clock, something like that. If you have something like that, that's close enough.
We could mispronounce it.
Yeah, and we will.
Yeah.
Something a cacophony. We could have some fun with that. There's a lot of options.
A lot of options. Hit us up, Blizzard. You know how to reach us. But yeah, so we'll have lots to talk about in the coming weeks with Whispers of the Old Gods. Next week they are launching the deck recipe system. So I think we'll probably do a video just looking at that because it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all the Whispers of the Old Gods news that we have right now. But more coming in the near future.
Cool. Bye.